If something blows up, you get in an argument, your relationship starts to deteriorate for whatever reason, you're going to get her raw, unfiltered thoughts. And it's not going to be exactly what you think it is. Because if he really loved you, we could say he would have gave you a 5-carat ring. You see how the logic doesn't carry when we just put it in a different tax bracket?
He can't say that.
Sir, you can't
Is he
say
allowed
that.
to say
I'll
that?
say it louder.
This content comes from the channel The Desirable Truth. He does a lot of street interviews. He goes out there. He's talking to the people. He wants to know, are the men and women that are out on the streets, are they marriage-minded? Are they something to play with? Are they worthy for somebody to come and be in a long-term committed relationship with them?
Do you have any expectations for how much the ring should cost?
No, she don't care about.
They say 2 months salary.
Yeah, I'm not
Prices.
materialistic in prices. So.
She's really more so a thoughtful girl. Like it's a thought in there.
$1,500 ring would be just fine with you.
You got to let her answer for herself.
Don't say no. Don't show up. Don't say no. Because when did anybody ever propose to you?
Nobody proposed
No,
to me
that's
yet.
wild.
Exactly. So why would a $1,500 ring mean anything?
Got a good question.
Damn, the smile disappeared from her face.
But that's what I expect.
No, that's what you expect, and it's because you're too picky.
Okay. Guess I'm too picky then.
Yes, I know you too picky.
Seems like you guys love each other very much.
Yeah, I love this
Yes.
girl so much. Like we've been through like.
A ring doesn't matter. A ring doesn't
mattered
matter.
till he told you it didn't.
It
been through thick
matters
and
in a
thin.
certain aspect, but it symbolizes like, it's materialistic.
Obviously, I disagree. I've been married 3.5 years. A ring does matter. If you love that woman, if you want her to be under the umbrella of your protection, go put a ring on her finger. I didn't really like how he shut her down. You got to let her answer. What's important about a lot of these street interviews and relationship conversations, you get to see what somebody's mindset is. When they're asked a question, you get to watch them go through the Rolodex of ideas that they have, of experiences they have, and expectations that they have. So you were about to get her honest, unfiltered thoughts about a ring and a $1,500 ring. But instead of letting the situation play out, you decided to answer for her. Now, instead of getting her raw and unfiltered thoughts, you're getting what you want out of the situation instead of what it actually is, the reality of how she feels about it. Because when he said a $1,500 ring, her immediate response was, nah, not for me. And then you told her, when has somebody ever proposed to you? On that point, if nobody's proposed to her, then having a $1,500 ring is better than having no ring if she wants to be with the person that's proposing to her. You didn't let her answer. You didn't let her get her full train of thought out. So she's bowing down to what it is you think instead of being herself. You're telling her what to think. So you're not going to know how she actually feels about the situation until things blow up in your face. If something blows up, you get in an argument, your relationship starts to deteriorate for whatever reason, you're going to get her raw, unfiltered thoughts. And it's not going to be exactly what you think it is because you're not allowing her the opportunity to tell you. When you could have. You could have evaluated what she said. You guys could have had a more in-depth conversation based on what it was. Maybe the $1,500 ring is fine based on that being the first ring and you guys getting something later down the road, which is pretty common. People do upgrade rings. But let's take a look at what the comments have, because I know that social media is not rocking with this. The first comment comes from Tamara Thomas. It says, leave him, please. I'm sensing some control issues, and he's trying to convince you that your standards are too high. Gives very dusty energy. There is a point to what he said. He's giving her a little bit of context and a little bit of guidance. Nobody's proposed to you, so a $1,500 ring is better than no ring if you're getting it from the person that you want to be with. To that point, I agree. But not letting her get her thoughts out is going to be a detriment to your relationship down the line. Because instead of having the unfiltered, raw ideas that come out of her mind, she's just going along to get along with what it is you have to say. And you watched her smile kind of fade in real time. That's telling to me. Lainey Sarabia said, may this love never find me. It's obvious the women are not feeling this. And I can see why. It was a little abrasive telling her nobody's ever proposed to you. While it's true, that's not the type of energy that you want to give your lady. You're absolutely going to get the reaction where you did where her demeanor changes. She may agree, but sometimes you got to mix some sugar in with the medicine. And that was not no sugar. That was just raw, unfiltered Robitussin. Tara Sloan Elliott says she's settling for less than she deserves. I hope everybody sees that. Tara, you do not know this lady. She may be getting exactly what she deserves. We don't know that. But what we do know is they said they love each other. And for that reason, I'm going to wish them the best. But I don't think that he's doing himself any favors, answering on her behalf. Now we have a guy that says he is a manipulator trying to make her believe she has low expectations so he can stay broke. He may have the money. His point was nobody's proposed to you, so why would you be opposed to any ring if it's coming from the person that you want to be with? And that is a point. It just doesn't sound good when you're so abrasive talking to your lady. That's not going to go over too well in the long term, in my opinion, as somebody that's been married for 3 years. Sometimes when in your relationship, you have to communicate in the way that the person that you're with is going to receive it. Sometimes some people can be talked to abrasively. Some people shut down on that. I don't think that he's manipulating her. Maybe they've had these types of conversations before, and he knows his woman better than we would know his woman. Was the conversation abrasive? Was his comment abrasive? Absolutely. It was. I wouldn't imagine talking to my wife in the way that he just said that to her. I would absolutely see my wife's smile disappear from her face, just like this lady's smile disappear from her face. But that's not manipulation. It's over talking her. It's being rude. It's not allowing her to get her thoughts out, but she's not being manipulated. She can leave the relationship if she doesn't want to be in it. That's a grown woman. If she stays, she's accountable for the fact that he's saying things that she may or may not like, and she's still there. And at some point, the relationship is going to reflect any bad communication that they have, them not being on the same page. If they're not on the same page about these types of conversations, the relationship will reflect that down the line. Tatiana Johnson says, my ex proposed to me with a 1/2 carat solitaire ring. I said no. My current husband gave me a 1.5 carat ring. He is still my husband. The ring does matter. It just shows how much man values his woman. Tatiana, no, absolutely not. Some people cannot afford to give their wife or the person that they want to marry a 1.5 carat ring, a 2 carat ring. Because if he really loved you, we could say he would have gave you a 5 carat ring. See how the logic doesn't carry? He gave you a 1.5? Cheap bastard. He doesn't love you at all. That's it. You see how the logic doesn't carry when we just put it in a different tax bracket? The person that gave you the other ring, the 1/2 carat ring, they could have absolutely not been the person that you should have married. That's perfectly fine. But basing their worth as a partner off of the ring that they get you, you are setting yourself up for a lifetime of disappointment. There are some people that have money and will manipulate you in a situation because they have that money. That's just harking back to them saying that she was being manipulated. Sometimes people will take the money and leverage and power that they have based on having money and actually manipulate you. But I don't think that that's what we're seeing. And I don't think that valuing your relationship on the size of the ring that you get, how many carats are in the ring that you get, is a conducive way to judge your relationship. But what I know, I only been married 3 years. We'll see how that goes for the next couple decades. If you like the video, like the video. Subscribe to me back here for the next conversation. And if you have thoughts on the way the guy spoke to her, if you have thoughts on how much you should spend on the ring or what size it should be, or if you think that having this big ring is a judge of how good the relationship is or how much somebody loves you, let the world know. This is the place for discourse. Till next time. Peace.